Very good evening. Now we are going to discuss NTA NEET Test 26. Question number 1. The relation between t and distance x is given, where a and b are constant. The acceleration is. So this question related to motion in a straight line. By knowing displacement x, first derivative of displacement will give velocity. First derivative of velocity will give acceleration. But here acceleration we can write it as dv by dx into dx by dt. Now dx will cancel. Now dv by dt is nothing but acceleration. Like that we can represent an acceleration. So in general, displacement they will give in terms of time, then we can directly differentiate for getting the value of acceleration or velocity, whatever it is. But here they given time t is equal to ax square plus bx. So now we can differentiate this one. So dt by dx will be equal to 2ax plus b. That is, we can write dx by dt as 2ax plus b whole to the power of minus 1. So this dx by dt is called as velocity. Now acceleration we can write dv by dx into dx by dt. Now, so this is nothing but v we can take. Now this we can differentiate with respect to x. Now this will be minus 1 2ax plus b whole to the power of minus 1 minus 1. This will be minus 2 into x internal differentiation 2a. This is dv by dx into dx by dt is nothing but velocity. We can take directly this as 2ax plus b whole inverse. Okay, right. Now this will be minus 2ax plus b whole to the power of minus 2. This is minus 1. This will be minus 3. Then we can write this whole to the power of minus 3. Now this 2ax plus b whole to the power of minus 3 is nothing but v to the power of minus 3. Now we can go with an option C. So question number 2. The radiation having the least wavelength of the following option. So we have electromagnetic spectrum. So for identifying this range of frequencies, frequency order, wavelength order, we have a sentence. By knowing this sentence, we can identify the wavelength increasing or wavelength decreasing or frequency increasing or decreasing order. So for that we can go with Richmond in London uses extra gold coins. Now this is radio waves, microwaves, infrared waves, light, that is nothing but visible light, ultraviolet light, X-rays, gamma rays and cosmic rays. So this is increasing wavelength, increasing frequency or energy. So this in this one, this is increasing wavelength. Energy E is equal to h nu. So nu is nothing but c by lambda. That means energy and frequency directly proportional. Energy and wavelength are inversely proportional. So from this, so radio waves having longest wavelength, whereas cosmic rays having highest frequency. highest frequency. Now maximum frequency cosmic rays. In the options, cosmic rays are not there, but so least wavelength, that means highest frequency is nothing but after this cosmic rays we can go with gamma rays. So by knowing this skeleton of the electromagnetic spectrum, we can say this type of question. So this type of questions asked in previous NEET examination also, we need to go with this sentence for identifying the frequency and wavelength. So in general, it's very easy, but while confusion, while writing the examination, the attention position, you may get confusion. Because of that reason, we may use this sentence for identifying order of the electromagnetic spectrum. Right. Question number 3. A parallel plate capacitor of capacitance C is connected to a battery and is charged to a potential difference V. Now capacitance C, potential difference V. Another capacitor of capacitance 2C and charged to potential 2V. The charging battery is now disconnected and capacitors are connected in parallel in such a way that the positive terminal of a one is connected to negative terminal of the other. Now we can go with capacitors are connected like this in parallel. So this is a positive plate and this is negative plate. Now this is negative plate and this is positive plate. Now this is C and capacitance is C and charge to a potential of V. Now here the charge on the capacitor is Q is equal to CV. We can take it as Q1. Now in this case, charge on this capacitor is, this capacitance is 2C and charge to a potential of 2V. Now, so this will be 4 CV. This is the charge on the second capacitor. Now when these two are connected, now the charge will sharing between these two as they are connected in parallel. Now we can say common potential V is equal to C1V1 minus C2V2 by C1 plus C2. Now here, so C1V1 or we can write it as C1V1 is Q1 or Q2 minus Q1. So this will be equal to 3 CV by C1 plus C2 is 2C plus C, as they are connected in parallel. We can take 3C. Now CC will cancel, 3 will cancel. This will be equal to V. So common potential V dash is equal to V. Now what they are asking, what is the final energy of the configuration? Now final energy of the configuration will be half C effective into potential V square, or we can take it as V dash square. Now here half into effective capacitance as they are connected in parallel, we can take CV. This is V square. That means 3 by 2 CV square. That is in option D. Right. Water enters through end A with speed V1 and leaves through end B with the speed V2 of cylindrical tube AB. The tube is always completely filled with water. In case 1, tube is horizontal, and in case 2, tube is vertical. So whatever may be the vertical or horizontal, as completely filled with water, so mass of the water will remain constant. So according to equation of continuity, we can write so A1 V1 is equal to A2 V2. As they are saying V1 is equal to V2, then the area of cross section is also same in both the cases, whether it is placed in horizontal or vertical. Then in all the cases, in each case, V1 will be equal to V2. Okay, so thermistors. So these thermistors are nothing but resistors which are made up of semi-conducting materials. So these are made up of metal oxides with a high temperature coefficient of resistivity. And then we can say, as they are made up of semi-conducting materials, we can take with negative temperature coefficient of resistivity. Okay, this is direct point we can remember. Next, an isolated particle of mass m is moving in a horizontal plane xy along the x-axis. At certain height above the ground, it suddenly explodes into two fragments of masses. M by 4 and 3m by 4. At an instant later, the smaller fragment is at y is equal to plus 15 centimeter. Larger fragment at an instant. Now here, when you're seeing the options, they're all options also given in y. Given in y. So what it means, if a particle is split into two parts, those two parts are obeying the conservation of linear momentum. That means one is moving in along the positive y-axis, which means other fragment will move in negative y-axis. Negative y-axis. As that we can, those two also we can go with perpendicular to each other, but according to options they given like that. Now as this is plus 15 centimeter, this is a smaller one. So smaller one will go large distance than larger one. So by seeing the options directly we can say this will be y is equal to plus 5 centimeters. So without going any calculations we can say the y is equal to minus 5 centimeters, because as it is moving along positive x-axis, then automatically larger fragment will go very lesser distance. So less distance than that 15, only 5 is there. So negative y-axis, then we can say minus 5 directly. So otherwise we can go with the velocity of center of mass of this one. We can take it as m1 y1 plus m2 y2 by m1 plus m2. Now y1 is plus 15, m1, m2 values are given. So from this also we can calculate as y is equal to minus 5 centimeter. A body A of mass m while falling vertically downwards under gravity breaks into two parts, a body B of mass m by 3 and a body C of mass 2m by 3. So this is split into two parts, m by 3 and 2m by 3. The center of mass of bodies B and C taken together shift compared to the body A towards. So here as they are falling under gravity, there is no change in shift of center of mass, because so here external forces are not acting in that system. So because of reason, the center of mass will be remains same, so it doesn't shift. Right. Electrical conductivity of semiconductor increases when electromagnetic radiation having wavelength shorter than 2480 nanometer is sufficient on it. That means it is sufficient to remove the electron. That is called the minimum frequency or maximum wavelength. Maximum wavelength. So with which electron is ejected from the surface of the material, we can take it as that is as work function. That work function in the case of semiconducting materials will be equal to energy gap. Now, so wavelength is given. So they are asking in electron volts. Now we have an expression for energy to get energy in electron volt. To get energy in electron volt, we need to take E is equal to hc by lambda, that is equal to 12,400 electron volt angstrom by lambda, or we can cancel with this one. So lambda should be substituted in angstrom. So then we can get energy in electron volt. So taking the value of H and C value and simplifying is somewhat difficult. So for that reason, you can use this formula directly to calculate the value of energy. So from this, you can take energy, you will get in electron volts. This is 12,400. But this is a nanometer. So angstrom, 1 angstrom is equal to 10 power of minus 10 meter. Then we can write this is 24800 in angstrom. Now 0 0 cancel, this will be 2 times equal to 0.5. So as this substituted in angstrom, you will get energy directly in electron volt. Okay. Right. So this is another conceptual question we can consider. A particle executing single harmonic motion with a frequency f. What is frequency? Vibrations per in a given time. The frequency with which kinetic energy oscillates. Now, in the case of one complete vibration or one complete oscillation, kinetic energy will become maximum 2 times, minimum 2 times. That means it is oscillating with a frequency 2f. Okay, right. So electron with the d Broglie length lambda falls on the target in the X-ray tube. The cutoff wavelength for the emitted X-ray. Now here de Broglie wavelength, we can say lambda is equal to h by p or h by mv. Now from this we can say momentum is h by lambda. Now the cutoff wavelength, as they are asking cutoff wavelength, we can take from this, we can take kinetic energy will be equal to p square by 2m in terms of wavelength. So this p square is nothing but h square by 2m lambda square. Now this cutoff wavelength, as they are asking, that means cutoff wavelength is nothing but work function, in that case maximum wavelength, that will be equal to hc by lambda naught. Now here we need to equate this energy. This is also energy. With this equation is equating with h square by 2m lambda square. Then lambda naught you will get as 2m lambda square h by c. That is in option A. Right. An ideal double slit experiment where the glass plate is of thickness T is introduced in the path of one of the interfering beam. The intensity at the position where the central maximum occurred previously remains unchanged. The minimum thickness of the glass plate is. So situation is in the case of double slit experiment, we can take a double slit. These two slits are separated by small distance d, and this is a screen. Now the distance between slit and screen is capital D. Now, so what happened in the case of this central maximum, we can take from slit S1 and slit S2. Directly ray will come and reaches the center of the screen, and this ray also will come and reaches center of the screen. Now here there will be a central maximum or maximum at the center of the screen. Now, according to lateral shift, when you are placing a glass slab in the path of the one of the ray, then what happened? So because of this, in which path of the ray the glass plate is introduced, so towards that ray there will be a shift in ray. That means this ray will shifted, central maximum will shifted to this point. Now this is a shift in central maximum. This is called lateral shift. So by introducing this, what happened? There is a shift in fringes. That is called lateral shift. Now in this case, the path reference in this case will be delta x is equal to nu minus 1 into t. So t is the thickness of the glass slab, nu is the refractive index of the glass slab. So because of introduction of this glass slab, there is a path reference nu minus 1 into t. That what happened? So central maximum is not shifted. So because of this, what happened? So there is another case is also there. When you place another glass plate in another path of the ray, so because of this, central maximum shifted towards this position. Because of this glass slab, the central maximum will shifted towards this point. So to make central maximum remains the same, so path reference because of this and because of this should be same. So in that case, we can write nu 1 minus 1 into t1 is equal to nu 2 minus 1 into t2. So this is the other condition. So but here, what is the question they are asking? So in the case of this one, central maximum occurred previously remains unchanged. That means the path reference will be remains unchanged. That means path reference is equal to L lambda. This is the condition for maximum. So central maximum we can take as n is equal to 1. That implies nu minus 1 into t is equal to 1 into lambda. So then what is the refractive index they given as 1.5? That means it will be, so 0.5 into t is equal to lambda. That means t is equal to 2 lambda. So 5 by 10, 1 by 2, this will be equal to 2 lambda. That is in option A. Okay, so central maximum will get n is equal to 1 is the order of the central maximum, and path reference is equal to n lambda is the condition for the central maximum. Okay, right. So the given truth table y is A to B. Now 0 or 0 is 0. Reverse you will get 1. 0 or 1 you will get 1. Reverse will be 0. 1 or 0 you will get 1. Reverse will be 0. That means this 1 or 1 is will be 1, will reverse will be 1. That means this is a NOR gate. So A or B, not. Okay, this is a direct skeleton of the OR gate. Directly we can say this is OR gate by seeing the diodes arrangement. Okay. Right. Whistle producing sound waves of frequency 9500 Hz and above is approaching a stationary person with a speed of V meter per second. So here stationary person, which means velocity of observer will be equal to 0, and whistle producing sound, this is we can call it as original frequency, and moving with velocity V. The velocity of sound in air is 300 meter per second. The person can hear frequencies up to a maximum of, this is nothing but apparent frequency. So this is equal to apparent frequency. So the maximum value of V up to which he can hear the whistle is the maximum value of V, velocity they are asking. Now what happened? So this is approaching or towards a stationary observer, that we have to consider. So according to Doppler's effect, apparent frequency is equal to V plus or minus V naught by V minus or plus Vs into original frequency. This is the general form of the apparent frequency. Now we need to apply towards. Towards means upper sign, in the sense upper sign means positive in the numerator, negative in the denominator. So away means lower sign, negative in the numerator and positive in the denominator. Now as they given approaching, that means towards, then we can say upper sign. Upper sign we can take it as new apparent will be equal to V plus V naught is 0 by V upper sign minus V minus Vs into mu naught. Okay, right. So apparent frequency is 10,000. Is given 10,000 will be equal to V. V is nothing but velocity of sound, that is 300 by V again 300. So what is the velocity of source? Velocity of source we need to calculate, that we can represent with V into what is the original frequency? Original frequency is 9500. This is 9500. So from this we can simplify this relation. We can get the value of V velocity as 15 meter per second. Maximum kinetic energy. The maximum kinetic energy of electron emitted in the photoelectric effect is nearly depend on. So this is direct one. So here maximum kinetic energy. So intensity is or number of photoelectrons is direct proportional to intensity of the light, whereas kinetic energy is kinetic energy of photoelectrons directly proportional to frequency of the light. Frequency of the light. So kinetic energy or stopping potential. Kinetic energy or stopping potential is directly proportional to frequency. Kinetic energy of photoelectrons is independent on intensity. Kinetic energy depends on frequency. Stopping potential depends on frequency as independent on intensity of light. So we can say, so kinetic energy of depend on frequency of the incident radiation. Right. So two counterns spherical conducting cells of radius r and 2r carrying charges q and 2q. So we can take, so this is of radius r. So this is another of radius 2r. So this is having charge q and this is having charge 2q. Now these two are connected by the conducting wire. So when they are connected by the conducting wire, so both are at the same potential. Now what is the change in electric potential? So as both are at the same potential, then we can say change in potential will be equal to 0. when the current changes from plus 2 ampere to minus 2 ampere in 0.05 second, as EMF of 8 volt is induced in the coil. The coefficient of self-inductance. Electric flux or magnetic flux is proportional to current passing through the coil. Now pi is equal to L into I. We have induced EMF according to Faraday's law minus d pi by dt. Now we can write E is equal to minus d pi. Pi is nothing but L into I by dt. This is minus L. So di by dt. Now we have this induced EMF is given as 8 volt. 8 volt is given, and L value we have to find L value, and change in current. So minus 2 by 0.05. This is minus 4. This will be equal to 5 by 800. So this we will get simplify the equation. We will get 0 as L value as 0.1 Henry. And which of the following parameters does not characteristics thermodynamic state of matter? So many times we discussed pressure, volume, temperature. These are the fundamental thermodynamic state variables. Along with this, internal energy is also a thermodynamic state variable. So heat, work, these two are not thermodynamic state variables. Now temperature is thermodynamic state variable, pressure is also thermodynamic variable. So work is not a thermodynamic state variable. So if heat is also there, means we need to go with heat also. Right. Next, in Young's double slit experiment, the separation between the slit is half and distance between the slits and the screen is doubled. The fringe width. So fringe width direct formula based question. Beta is equal to lambda capital D by small d. So wavelength. So D is the distance between the slit and the screen. D is the distance between two slits. We have like this. This is S1 slit. This is S2. These two distance is a small d. So distance between slit and screen is capital D. Now what happened? The separation between the slit is half. So beta dash is equal to lambda into capital D. Separation between the slits. That means small d is half and capital D is double. That means this will be 2d by d by 2. This will be equal to 4 into beta. So it will be quadruple. Okay, right. A coil is suspended in uniform magnetic field with the plane of the coil parallel to the magnetic lines of forces. When current is passing through the coil, it starts oscillating because a current carrying conductor placed in magnetic field will experience a torque. So because of the torque, it is oscillating. But it is very difficult to stop. But if aluminum plate is, so if aluminum plate is a conducting plate, is placed near the coil, then what happens? So there is an induction process will create between these two coils. Because of that induction, there will be a electromagnetic damping. So electromagnetic induction of the aluminum plate gives rise to electromagnetic damping. That means oscillations slowly will decrease. Okay. Yes. The following figure shows the variation of intensity of magnetization I versus applied magnetic field intensity H for the two magnetic materials A and B. Which of the material have the largest susceptibility? What is magnetic susceptibility? Xi m is equal to intensity of magnetization by applied magnetic field I by H. Now here we can take with value. So slope of the graph. Slope of the graph is nothing but change in y coordinates by change in x coordinate. This is H. This will be equal to 10. So slope of the graph is nothing but tan theta, which is equal to xi m. Now B is theta 1, A is theta 2. So here theta 1 is greater than theta 2. So for B, susceptibility is more. So for material B, susceptibility is more. Okay. So this is from a very important application from the chapter of moving charges and magnetism. In the case of complete circle, due to this complete circular coil, magnetic field at the center, we can take mu naught I by to R. So because of a small part of the circular circle, we can take B at center due to the arc will be equal to mu naught I by 2R into theta by 2 pi. Because 2 pi radian will create a magnetic field of B. Now unit radian will create a magnetic field of B by 2 pi. Now theta radian will create B by 2 pi into theta. Now B is nothing but mu naught I by 2R theta by 2 pi. So this is the expression we need to use in this case. Now here, so according to Biot-Savart law, if the point is lying on the line of the conductor, because of that magnetic field will be equal to 0. So because of this part and this part, magnetic field at this point will be equal to 0. Now, so because of this, we have clockwise, anti-clockwise current. So because of anti-clockwise direction, at this point there will be a magnetic field which is outside the plane of the paper. Whereas this is clockwise. Clockwise means into the plane of the paper. Now we can take this is 1 and this is 2. Now we can write B1 is equal to mu naught I by 2R to R. So what is the distance here? This is the distance from here to here is A. This is A into what is angle theta. So theta is nothing but 30 degree. That means pi by 6 by 2 pi. This is 1. This is B1. So B1 is outside the plane of the paper represented by N circle dot. Now B2 is clockwise direction current. Because of that into the plane of the paper, this is equal to mu naught I by 2 into, now distance between these two will be B. This is 2B into angle is the same, pi by 6 by 2 pi. This is outside the plane of the paper. Now, so B net is equal to, as denominator value is more, this value is less. So B1 minus B2. That we will get the value as option B. Okay, can simplify that. You can get option B. Right. So water filled in a cylindrical container to a height of 3 meters. The ratio of cross-section area of a orifice is given. So here this is a area of cross-section. Orifice is given as, for example, this is this tank is A1. This one is A2. This is entire cross-section is moving with velocity V1. So here velocity V2. Now equation of continuity we can get A1 V1 is equal to A2 V2. So this given data is given. Now we can apply Bernoulli's principle at 2 points. This is for example first point and this is second point. Now here pressure energy P plus rho GH plus half rho V square will be equal to constant. So in both the cases, point 1 and point 2, we can equate both of them. Then we can simplify the velocity, that is equal to 15 meters square per second square. That is in option A. Okay. The distance between Earth and Sun were half its present value. The number of days in a year would have. So direct formula based question. So T square is proportional to R cube. Now T1 by T2 is equal to R1 by R2 whole to the power of 3 by 2. 3 by 2. Now the number of days in the year, T1 will be 24 hours. Now here what they are asking. So sun is off, that means distance, this will be equal to R by 2. That means 2 power of 3 by 2 will be 8. So 8 into 24, you will get approximately value as 129. Right. Spotlight S rotates in a horizontal plane with a constant angular velocity omega. So this is omega is given. The spot of light P, that means this is a spot of light at an angle of theta. We can take this as height from the wall are at a distance vertically. This is some x. Now tan theta is equal to h by x. Now h is equal to x tan theta, which is equal to x tan theta. Now the velocity of this part along at a distance of 3 meter and an angle of 45 degree. Now here h is equal to r theta. So as they are asking velocity of this part, as this is in moving in a circular motion, we can take v is equal to r omega, r is equal to h tan theta. Will be omega value is already given. Then we have v value. So from this we can take this as some point m. So tan theta is equal to Sm by Pm. Now Sm value is 3. That means this is tan 45. That means 3 is equal to theta is equal to 45. This value already given. Now this value is 3. 3 into this will be tan 45 will be equal to 1. This is 0.1. 0.1. This will be equal to 0.3 meter per second. Now, if a current is passed through a spring, then the spring will, when current is passing through two parallel wires in the same direction, there is an attractive force. If opposite current, the current is flowing in opposite direction, there is a repulsive force. When you are taking a spring, the current will be in same direction in every loop. That means it is every loop is acting as a small magnet. So this is Ns, this is Ns, this is Ns. Because of this attraction, because of the current is flowing in the same direction in neighboring coils, there will be attraction between the coils, and that means every coil is acting as a tiny magnet. Because of that, there is an attractive force. Because of the reason, they will compress. Compress, option B. So if the mass defect is given, its value of binding energy, we can use Einstein mass energy relation, E is equal to mc square. Now binding energy, we can write binding energy is equal to mass defect into, even mass defect is measured in AMU, atomic mass unit, then we can take it as 931.5 mega electron volt. If mass defect is measured in joule, measured in kg per kg, masses are measured in kg, we can get binding energy in joule. Whereas masses are measured in AMU, atomic mass units, then we can write the equation of binding energy like this. Now this binding energy, mass defect directly given 0.081. So this value you will get. So later, based on this value, you will get it as 75.411 mega electron volts. But here they are asking average binding energy. So based on this average binding energy, we can take stability of the atom. That means binding energy per nucleon is known as binding energy per nucleon. So from this we can calculate the value of stability of the atom. So this binding energy will be divided with its mass number. This mass number is 11. Mass number is 11. So this 75.411 by 11 will give approximately 6.85 mega electron volt. Okay. Right. Next, the time taken by the photoelectron to come out after the photoelectron strikes approximately. Photoelectric effect is an instantaneous process. Instantaneous process. It will take a time of 10 to the power of minus 9 seconds to come. That means this is surface of the metal. If photon is incidenting on this, so there is electron in the outermost orbit. Now, incident of photon, emission of electron. So what is the difference between these two? So time lag or time duration between incident of the photon and the emission of the electron is very less. That is why photoelectric effect we can call it as instantaneous process. It will take very less time. That is equal to 10 power of minus 9 seconds. But here approximately they given 10 power of minus 10 seconds. So strictly speaking, 10 to the power of minus 9 seconds. Okay. So this is rotational motion with like in kinematic equations, how we can go. So in the same manner we need to go. So an application of constant torque. A wheel is turned from rest. Initial velocity is equal to 0 in a radius 10. So now angular displacement theta is equal to ut. S is equal to ut plus half at square. Now linear displacement, angular displacement ut. So that we can write as omega naught t plus half alpha t square. So initially started from rest, we can apply omega naught is equal to 0. That means here, so this is given, it will be equal to 400 is equal to half alpha into t square. T is 10 whole square. So from this we can get the value of alpha. The same torque continues acts angular velocity of the wheel after 20 seconds. So then we can use v is equal to u plus at. After 20 seconds means this will be equal to t is equal to 20 seconds. Alpha value. So alpha value we can take it as this value we can write as omega is equal to omega naught plus alpha into t. So omega naught is equal to 0. Alpha value from this we can calculate. So now time is given as 20 seconds. We can calculate the value of omega. That will be 160 radian per second. Okay, right. Two stars radiates maximum energy at wavelengths are given respectively. The ratio of their temperature. We know Stephen's law, Wien's law. So lambda, the maximum wavelength is proportional to 1 by t, reciprocal of the temperature. That means, so lambda 1 by lambda 2 is equal to T2 by T1. So temperature we have to substitute and calculate. We will get a value as 4 by 3. Right. When PN junction diode is forward biased. What happened? When PN junction diode is forward bias means this is P type and this is N type. In the depletion region, this side negative ions, immobile negative ions, this side immobile positive ions. So P is connected to high potential, N is connected to low potential, is called forward bias. Because of this, what happened? This is negative terminal and this is positive terminal. So negative, this is positive, this is negative. So because of this, when this is in forward bias, then what happened? So depletion region will reduces and barrier height is also will reduces. So that is in option C. So both the depletion region and barrier height. That way barrier height is nothing but potential barrier. So potential barrier and external battery. So both are in opposite direction. As we are increasing, as we are supplying this one, then automatically this potential barrier will decreases. So both the depletion region and barrier heights are reduced. The angle of incident at which reflected light is totally polarized. Now, when reflected light is totally plane polarized, this is nothing but Brewster's law. That means refractive index is equal to tan of polarizing angle. So polarizing angle will be equal to tan inverse of B. That is an option. Direct Brewster's law statement. Right. Two sources of equal EMF are connected to an external resistance R. The internal resistance of two R1 and R2, potential difference across the source having internal resistance R2 is 0. So now we can take this is one cell having internal resistance and this is another cell having internal resistance. These two are connected to one external resistor. So this is E, this is also E, this is R1, this is R2, this external resistance we name it as R. So here they given R. Now, so what is the current flowing through this? So current is nothing but EMF is nothing but negative of first terminal is connected to positive of the reference. These two are connected in series, though. So potential difference will be added. EMF will be added when they are connected in series. 2E by total resistance. Total resistance is nothing but R1 plus R2 plus R. That is equation number 1. But here what they're saying is potential difference across the source having internal resistance R2 is 0. So now potential difference EMF. So EMF is nothing but, so maximum potential difference across the terminals of a battery is nothing but EMF when there is no current passing through the cell or battery. But when current is being passing through the cell, we can take it as 10 mil potential difference, that we can call it as 10 mil potential difference when current is being passing. So in the 10 mil potential difference, we can write as V is equal to J minus I into smaller. I into smaller. Now, so this will be equal to E minus I into R is internal resistance R2. This will be equal to, so that means this is equal to 0. That means E we can write as I into R2. Now in this case, we can write 2 into, in the place of E, we can write I into R2 by R1 plus R2 plus R. Now I will cancel. Now we can get the value of R as R2 minus R1. That is in option D. Right. Next, the body is moving along a straight line by a machine delivering constant power. The distance moved by the body in a time t is proportional. So this is a previous NEET question, and also they asked in NEET examination. This is also NCERT exemplar question. Okay, constant power. So power is nothing but work done by time. Work done is nothing but force into displacement time. So displacement by time we can take velocity. So force into velocity. Force into velocity. As they're saying power is constant, we can say F into V is equal to constant. Now, as we are saying, it is started from rest, moving along a straight line with constant power is proportional to. Now we can take F is equal to ma. We can write this velocity is equal to A into T, which is equal to constant. Now A square. So now we can take it as constant. Now A square. This is given as displacement. Now A square is equal to some constant by M into T. That is A square. Now distance is equal to half A T square. Now we can write half A value is nothing but half A T square. A value is nothing but K by MT whole to the power of 1 by 2 into T square. Into T square. Now this is T power of 1 by 2 and T power of 2. Now it will be equal to T power of 3 by 2. T power of 3 by 2. That is in option B. Right. A ray of light is incident normal in one of the faces of the prism of apex angle. Apex angle is nothing but angle of prism. Refractive index is given. The angle of deviation is. Now we have this is prism. Apex angle or angle of prism is 60 degree. A ray of light incident normally on one of the face. Now here we can take this as normal to one place. Now this ray is incident normally like this and reaches another point here. Now angle of incident 0, angle of refraction is also 0 in this case. Now as this is normal, this we can take it as 90 degree. Now from the second surface we can take this is normal. At what angle it is incident? This is 90, this is 60, then it will be 30 degree. Now this is again 60 degree. Okay, right. Now here, so this will be 30 degree and this is 60 degree. Now at this point we can apply Snell's law. That means nu1 sin I1 is equal to nu2 sin I2, or like that we can apply. So nu1 is air medium. So in this case, for this place, this is in inside the prism, we can take this as root 2 into sine. The angle of incident here, they given as prism angle. Wait 1 minute. The ray of light incident normal and one of the faces of a prism of a fixed angle 30 degree. The fixed angle, this is 30 degree. Now this will be 60 degree. Now this is 30 degree. So now this is sine 30 is equal to outside will be 1. This is sine r. So sine 30 1 by 2. That means r value you will get it as 45 degree. 45 degree. Now, so at this point, so I2 minus R2 will use delta at the second surface. Then we get 45 minus 30. So you will get 15 degree. Okay, a monochromatic ideal gas initial at a temperature T1 is enclosed in a cylinder fitted with frictionless piston. The gas is allowed to expand adiabatically to a temperature T2 by releasing the piston shortly. If L1 and L2 lengths of the gas column before and after expansion, then T1 by T2 is. So here they are saying the monoatomic ideal gas initial temperature T1 is enclosed in a cylinder. Now this is frictionless piston. Now this is we can take it as a cylinder. Now this is the piston. Now this is gas filled in vessel. The gas is allowed to expand adiabatically to a temperature T2. Initially T1, finally it becomes T2 by releasing the piston. Now this is a frictionless piston. By releasing the piston, volume will changes. Now L1, L2 are the lengths of the gas column before and after expansion. Here by releasing the piston, what happened? There is a change in volume. Now adiabatic, in the case of adiabatic process, temperature and volume. So these two are changing. Then we can write equation of state in the case of adiabatic process. TV power gamma minus 1 is equal to constant. Now here, so T1 V1 power of gamma minus 1 is equal to T2 V2 power of gamma minus 1. So now here T1 by T2 is equal to V2 by V1 whole to the power of gamma minus 1. What is here? So potential V2 as given, but the given length. But area of cross section will be remains the same. So volume we can write it as area into length. Area into length. So this will be L2 by L1 whole to the power of area will cancel gamma minus 1. So what is the value of gamma? So this is a monoatomic gas. Monoatomic gas, gamma is equal to 5 by 3 minus 1. That means this will be 2 by 3. So this is equal to 2 by 3. So now okay, so T1 V1 power gamma minus 1 is equal to T2 V2 power of gamma minus 1. T1 by T2 is equal to V2 by V1 gamma minus 1. So gamma is 5 by 3 for monoatomic gas, 5 minus 3 by 2 by 3, L2 by L1 whole to the power of 2 by 3. That is in option D. A body of mass 0.5 kg travels in a straight line with a velocity. So here velocity is given as V is equal to A is given 5, x to the power of 3 by 2. So what then they are asking from displacement x is equal to 0 to 2 meter. Okay, right. As velocity is given, what then they are asking? Now we can take by substituting x is equal to 0, we can take V1. So V1 is equal to x is equal to 0 means 0. Now V2 is equal to x to the power of 2. That means 5 into 2 whole to the power of 3 by 2. Now we can get V1, V2 values according to work energy theorem. So what that is equal to change in kinetic energy. Change in kinetic energy. Now we can write what then W is equal to half m V2 square minus V1 square. So by doing this square here, 2 will cancel, it becomes 8. So mass is given, we can calculate the value of work done. So that work done will be equal to 50 joule. That is equal to 50 joule. Okay. identify the pair whose dimensions are equal. So torque is nothing but force into perpendicular distance. Work done is nothing but force into distance. So these two are having same dimensions. So remaining are the maximum velocity of a particle executing simple harmonic motion. The amplitude 7 is for the period of oscillation. You know, maximum velocity is equal to omega root over a square minus y square. So maximum velocity, which means y is equal to 0. At a mean position, velocity is maximum. Then we can say omega into a. This is maximum velocity. So now they given maximum velocity as 4.4. This is 4.4 is equal to time period. We can write omega as 2 pi by t. Into amplitude they give us 7 mm. This is 7 into 10 to minus 3. By simplifying, we will get time period. The time period we will get as 0.01 second. That is in option B. Okay, this is a very important model of question. A mixture of gases. You know, N1 plus N2 by gamma mixture minus 1 is equal to N1 by gamma 1 minus 1 plus N2 by gamma 2 minus 1. So all the values are given. We can substitute. We get the value of gamma which as 3 by 2. Right. So vessel contains 1 mole of O2 gas at temperature T. The pressure of the gas is P. An identical vessel, which means volume will be remains constant. So 1 mole of the gas at a temperature of 2T has the pressure of, you know, PV is equal to nRT. Temperature changing, volume will be remains the same. That means P is equal to nRT by V. As volume is remains constant, so P is direct proportional to temperature. As temperature is doubled, so then pressure is also will becomes double. So that is in option C. Okay, right. A cylinder of mass 10 kg and radius 15 cm is rolling perfectly on a plane of inclination 30 degree and length 1. So the coefficient of static friction is given. Work done against the friction during rolling. So during rolling, the point of contact which is in touch with the gun will be remains constant. Then work done against the frictional force during rolling will be equal to 0. Direct conceptual based question. So for confusing us, they gave those values are. Right. So from ray optics, this is another important model of numerical. A light ray is incident perpendicular to one of the faces of 90 degree prism and it is totally internally reflected. The angle of reflection is 45 degree. We concluded the refractive index. They are saying the ray is totally internally reflected. What is the refractive index relation? You know. So for taking TIR, total internal refraction, it has to satisfy two conditions. One is it has to travel from denser medium to rarer medium. That is the first condition. And second condition is angle of incidence should be greater than critical angle. Angle of incidence should be greater than critical. So these are the two conditions. Then only we can say the ray is total internal reflected. Now, so at this point, the ray will get total internal reflection, which means denser to rarer medium is going. First condition is valid. So now from the second condition we can say angle of incidence should be greater than critical angle. That means so sin I is greater than sin theta c. You know, so sin theta c will be equal to reciprocal of the refractive index. So critical angle is equal to refractive index of rarer medium by refractive index of denser medium. So here rarer medium, air medium. So this will be equal to refractive index of denser medium. So denser medium is nothing but refractive index of the prism. So this is represented with m. Okay, right. So sin I is greater than or equal to 1 by. Now what is the angle they given? That is 1 by angle of incidence is 45 degree. Now so nu is greater than 1 by sin I. So this is equal to nu is greater than 1 by sin 45 degree. Sin 45 degree. So sin 45 is 1 by 2. So nu is greater than 1 by 1 by root 2, that is therefore mu is greater than root 2. Mu is greater than root 2. Very important. So it is a simple one, but you may get confusion while taking of this rare medium and dense medium case, and also less than and greater than case also we may get confusion. So you have to concentrate on these steps. A marble block of mass 2 kg lying on the ice when gives a velocity of 6 meters per second is stopped by frictional force. It is stopping by the frictional force. That means stopped by the frictional force means final velocity will be equal to 0. And initial velocity is 6. Time is 10 seconds. You know, V is equal to U plus at. Now stopping means acceleration is decreasing. Then we can say V is equal to deceleration. That means A into T. But this deceleration is due to frictional force. Now acceleration due to frictional force is nothing but frictional force by mass. Acceleration is equal to force by mass. So here force we need to take as frictional force. So frictional force is refractive index, not refractive index. This is coefficient of friction into normal reaction. Normal reaction in the case of block will be mg. So nu mg by m, mm cancel. This will be equal to nu k into z, because acceleration is the system is in motion. Then we can take coefficient of kinetic friction. Now, so this is 0, final velocity 0. U value is given as 6 minus. This is nu k into g into t is 10 seconds. That means you can take directly. This is 10 into 10. Now we can get nu k value as 0.06. Okay, this is direct relation. If m is the mass of the earth and r is the radius, the ratio of the gravitational acceleration to the gravitational constant. You know, gravitational acceleration due to gravity on the surface of the earth is nothing but gm by r square. Now what they are asking, the ratio of gravitational acceleration to the gravitational constant. So this is g by capital G is equal to m by r square. M by r square, that is an option B. Option. So this is about NTA NEET test 26. So while discussion of the numericals, so we are going to discuss by using this method. The mode of teaching for problem solving will be like this in future classes. Okay, thank you.